Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So I know I said I wasn't going to do any more palettes with Natasha, Denona, and the I Need a Nude, but I had a request for the Love palette, so I decided to do one more. Now, with that said, I don't think I did it justice. And the reason is that I was sitting here looking at the two palettes side by side. Let me show them to you. And I really didn't know what to do. I won't lie. I just had no clue like what direction to take it in, and here's why. I think this palette is done right for what it is. If I was going with pinks and reds and purples, those are the colors and the shades that I would want to go together. I would start the look out with pink and then move into like a red or move into like a purple. So for me and my comfortability, this gives me that. But I did still mix a couple of the shades, and you'll see what I did. But I will let you know, I don't think I did this one justice. And I may revisit this at a later time when I actually can, like, really think about, like, what... Because this palette's both light and dark, so it's like, what could that bring? But I guess, in a way, what it brings is that if you are scared of any of these colors, set it up with this palette and then finish it with this would be my guess. But again, I wasn't really for sure on what to do, and sometimes that happens. But let's get started. The first shade we're going to go into is Valentine, and it happens quite a lot with me, to be honest, and that's one of the reasons why I generally don't combine palettes, because I don't know what I'm doing then. You know what I mean? Like, if I have to choose and pick shades, it's like creating your own palette, and I'm not so good at that. You know, I'm barely able to create a look with other people's concepts, let alone trying to create my own concept, you know? But just with what I'm comfortable in wearing, like, this palette kind of gives me what I want in the way I would do it. But I could see where the I Need a Nude could come into play, and that's kind of the direction I should have took it. Not necessarily me using it, but a direction of how could you use this palette, you know, to where it would make you feel more comfortable. We're going to go into the shade Trust now. So we went into Valentine and now Trust. So I kind of messed up there, but at the same time, you know, you're going to mess up as long as you have fun. And I think the look still turned out fairly good. I definitely didn't go for shades that I usually do, that's for sure, or the way I would generally create a look using this palette. But that makes it fun too, because you get to, you know, experiment and play a little bit. Plus, to be fair, at the same time also, I haven't had much time to myself, okay? With 5 children in this house under the age of 13, it's been quite the nightmare, okay? Let's just say that. Let's just say 13, 10, 6, 3, and baby. It has not been a good combo. We're going to go into Commitment now, right here. And it's a cream to powder, but it looks black almost, I'll be honest. But it's purple. It's kind of like a purple black. But it just shears out so nicely and blends so beautifully that you really don't have to be that scared of it, to be honest. Because it's just it's dark, don't get me wrong, so be mindful, but it's not a scary dark, and it builds so nice over top of like other shades, or blending other shades into this shade. It's been nice. Like, I really usually only use this shade as a liner, but I was, you know, going on a limb here and trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. Although I don't think I nailed that execution very well, but I did at least come up with something. And like I said, at the end of the day, I think the look turned out just fine, regardless. But it's not my best work by no means, or my best, like, color selection. Okay, now we're going to take that same shade Commitment, and I'm just going to run it under the lower lash line. And I actually like this shade, which is kind of surprising to me, because it is so dark, but it shears out so beautifully if you wanted it to. Or you can build it to the level of depth that it is in the pan. It's kind of just like, what do you prefer? Alright, now we're going to take that shade, the Valentine, first shade I used, and I'm going to blend out along the bottom of this color, just to have that pink sort of pop out a little bit. Now generally I would have went in with the pink first and then that shade, but I wanted to kind of go through the process that I did. I thought I was just going to leave it with that dark shade, but I felt like having the pink underneath of it kind of like tied it together in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but I just thought it looked better, so I wanted to do it in the order I did it on the other eye to make sure nothing changed or anything. Shouldn't, but you never know with colors. They can be finicky sometimes. Now we're going to go into, so far I've used Valentine, Trust, Commitment, and we're going to go into Passion now. And we're just going to pick it up on the brush, and I'm going to lay it on the lid. And I'll be honest, this was a little darker than I intended it to be. That's the other thing. When you don't play with a palette for so long, you kind of forget the shades. Like, you may know your favorites because you remember, and you may know the worst of the shades. At least that's the way I am. I'll remember any shade that was really bad for me, and then I'll remember the shades that I absolutely adored. Okay. But here's where I think I messed up. In a way. I do think I should have used a crease color from the I Need a Nude, and then either moved into pink or purple, so you can see what it looks like to use color in a more neutral way if you chose to. And I think I could have used the I Need a Nude on the lid to show, like, pulling a neutral tone in with a purple shade even, you know what I mean? That's the two areas I feel I messed up. We're going to go in, though, with Mia, and I'm just going to pop that right on the inner corner. I absolutely love this shade for inner corner. Like, I can't stress it enough. It's just so pretty. Then I took the shade Dahlia, this one right here, and I'm going to pick it up on my finger. And then I just, because I felt like this was so dark, and I thought that this shade would kind of like lighten it a little bit in a way, and it does in a way. And then even in a way it takes it a little more neutral. but it also gives it that wet look. I didn't go too far over, but I definitely went enough. And I want to make sure it's tapped down so we don't get fallout. Okay, then we'll go back into that passion shade because I do still want that on the outer portion. But like I said, I just kind of went a little bit too dark, I think. And I think the I Need a Nude could definitely lighten a look if you didn't want to go in with a colored lid. You could use one of their neutral colors. And I still think it'd turn out pretty. But like I said, I definitely didn't do this palette justice doing this. And I feel bad. But at the same time, like, I went into it like how I would use it, and this is kind of how I would use the palettes. But at the same time, I don't think I would necessarily grab for the I Need a Nude if I'm using the Love palette, just to be honest. I do think the I Need a Nude works really well with the other palettes, as you have clearly seen I've used. And I've loved the looks. And I had no problem picking and choosing, like, which color to put where, you know, and all that. But with this one, it's a little bit different. And I think it's because it's more colorful. And it's also a color that I'm not scared of. But if I put it with like a blue palette, you know, I can definitely, that's where I got the concept of I probably should have went in with a nude starting the look out and then moved into color, because that's how I would do a blue palette, because blues scare me, and I'm sure pink scares some people and purple scares some people. Okay, and I'm just using the Sephora mascara for the top lashes. And then the MAC Extended Giga Black Lash for the back, for the bottom, for the back lashes, yeah. The back of, I don't know. I told you, it's been a long, stressful. I just didn't realize, like, I don't know how parents do it with more than like 2 kids. Maybe 3. My hat is off to you. I mean, I should have known better. I mean, I was breaking at 4 with the 3 girls fighting constantly. But then you threw the baby in the mix, and well, everything went out the window with me, because then the girls are fighting, and like, I can't concentrate on that because I'm dealing with an infant. So, but yet the girls are still young too, so they need attention. But yeah, I should have known. I should have known. I set myself up on that one. But anyway, this is the final look using the I Need a Nude and the Love palette. And I do love, I do really like the way it turned out, to be fair. I do. Nope, I got mascara. I won't say I don't like it. It's not the best look that I've used to, you know, palettes for, though. But that's a me thing. That's not my fault. I chose it wrong. But I can see at the same time where I went wrong, which is a good thing. So next time I'll give it a try. I'll try it the way I said. And maybe I will learn something new that way. Because, I mean, I always like learning. I love seeing how colors go together. Or if they don't go together either, then I like to see that. So, because you learn just a little bit. Or you learn what colors look good on you and what colors don't. So that's all I have for you for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was somewhat entertaining and fun. I don't necessarily think I would match these two palettes up, but I can see where somebody might. I'll say that. I can see where somebody might. I personally just don't think, unless I'm doing it for like to show you something, I personally, if I'm going to grab, it's not going to be those two. I don't feel like I need it for that. Now, there are definitely other palettes I need it for, and there's other palettes that I enjoy mixing together even. So, that's all I have for you today. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.